One of the oldest rivalries in all of college football goes the way of the Hawkeyes. A pick six here for Zach Lutmer to make it 17-0 Iowa as they welcome in Minnesota. And they were rude hosts in this game because they got it done in all three phases. Passing, rushing. I mean, they were getting it done. Defense, special teams getting it all done in this game as they win 41-3. Caden Weegan with a 50-yard punt return as Iowa goes on to win big 41-3. Mark Gronowski, 55 career wins, most career wins by a starting quarterback in NCAA history. He had 49 with South Dakota State and now 6 with Iowa as the Hawkeyes improved to 6-2 and are firmly in the race for the Big Ten title. This Big Ten on CBS postgame report is presented by Belfort Property Restoration, here with former Louisiana running back Emory Hunt and CBS Sports college football insider Richard Johnson. Emory, look, this Iowa team, they weren't tested on this day, but they played every phase of the game very, very well. What stood out to you?
Just that, how well they executed offensively, defensively, and on special teams. And it was all three that they generated big plays. And when you have that ability to win in any kind of way on the football field, you're going to win more often than you lose. And this was shocking from the jump because they came out with so much energy, so much passion, and it just completely erased Minnesota from the start of the game. They won at the point of attack, they dominated at the point of attack, and he turned the ball over. So this was just a complete team win for Iowa.
Pure Iowa victory, all three phases shine in this game. You finally saw the connection between Mark Gronowski and Reese Vanderzee pay dividends. They have a 29-yard touchdown hookup. Vanderzee hurt earlier in the season. Iowa played great in this game. If you spot them that lead ever against an Iowa defense, you are going to have a really bad time. Drake Lindsey had been playing pretty well, I thought, Minnesota at quarterback so far this season. Darius Taylor showed out last week. Iowa just completely bottled them up, and then obviously the game script takes Taylor out of the game. I'll tell you this, Iowa's got a bye week, and then they play Oregon. Fellas, I would tell the Ducks to be mighty careful with this Iowa team because Indiana found out earlier in the season this Iowa team is not an easy out.
And that game is in Iowa City. It's not in Eugene, so that certainly helps for the Hawkeyes. Mark Gronowski, the South Dakota State transfer, 11 rushing touchdowns this season. That's tied for the most in Iowa history in a single season with the late, great Wilburn Hollis, who had 11 back in 1960. Mark Gronowski and the Hawkeyes recapture the Floyd of Rosedale as they take down Minnesota by the final of 41-3. All right, back out to Iowa City. Welcome in the man who called this game on CBS, Gary Danielson. Gary, look, this game was over at halftime. What did you see from all three phases? They were excellent. Kirk Ferentz has this team running at a high level here midway through the season.
For sure. And what I saw is a team that maybe even the last couple years needed a guy at quarterback to be more than a game manager, and they have that right now. They don't have to play wide-open football. They still can play complementary football with the addition of one more guy in the running game. That's going to help the tailback. They run the play-action pass on any down in this game. They don't have a go-to receiver, but they have 6 guys that are all on offense, not playmakers, but good enough to make plays in the Iowa offense. And let's just put it this way. It's an Iowa defense, and we've seen this for the last 20 years.
Yeah, that Iowa defense getting after it. A pick 6 in this game. Also had 4 sacks getting after Drake Lindsey. Look, for Iowa, they stay in the hunt for the Big Ten title, right? But the next game for them is massive in 2 weeks when they welcome in Oregon. What are they up against when facing the Ducks at home?
More speed. They'll be playing against, that will stress that team. This has been in the past when Iowa plays teams that got them out of their comfort zone with speed, whether it was Rose Bowl games or big games against Ohio State. their speed seemed to overwhelm them. Now, this is a little different team because they can move the ball and it won't stress their defense. You know, when you're only scoring 7, 10, 13 points on defense, you feel like you have to make a play to win the game. So they are a little different. But I think back-to-back, if I saw the schedule right, it's Oregon in 2 weeks and then at USC. If they could put this together and win those 2 games, they're going to be in the playoffs.
Iowa here firmly in the race. A big win at home against Minnesota and the Floyd of Rosedale, one of the great rivalries in all of college football. Gary Danielson here with us on CBS Sports HQ. Gary, thank you. And it has not been a great series for PJ Fleck. Rowing the boat against Iowa has been sinking. Unfortunately, just 1-8 against Iowa as they lose the latest one here today. Most losses versus any opponent, and for Iowa, their largest win against a Big Ten team since 2020. And just a rough go of it today for the Minnesota Golden Gophers on the road in Iowa City. All right, time now for the player of the game, presented by Belfour Property Restoration. Back here with the guys, Richard Johnson, Emory Hunt. Emory, I'll go your way first. Who was the player of the game for you in this one for Iowa?
Punt returner Caden Weegan. I thought his punt return for a touchdown broke the game open. That broke the will of the Wisconsin Badgers. That break them too, but the Minnesota Golden Gophers. I thought when he returned that punt, that was 88-8. All the floodgates happened right here because he almost broke one earlier. The collective crowd gasped and thought he had a chance. Then he got another opportunity and ran all the way back for a score.
I'm also taking Caden Weegan, tremendous player. Had a return against Rutgers. He is this year's Iowa explosive play threat in the special teams. Had it a couple of years ago, obviously with Cooper DeJean, and they have it with Weegan here. He gives this team an extra element of explosiveness, can score and generate points from just a different way. And with Iowa, that's how they manufacture points. That's how they manufacture wins under Kirk Ferentz. Impressive from Weegan. Impressive from Iowa.
This was the first game for Iowa where they had a rushing touchdown, a passing touchdown, a pick six, and a punt return for a touchdown in 5 years. So Iowa getting it done, firmly in the race for the Big Ten title. Again, in 2 weeks, a tough one at home against Oregon. Mark Gronowski, the South Dakota State transfer, Jackrabbit, just scampering up and down the field for the Hawkeyes. 55 wins now for him in his NCAA career. That's the most career wins by a starting quarterback in NCAA history. If he can beat Oregon, that would be a statement and a signature win for Mark Gronowski and the Iowa Hawkeyes.